Morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the last couple of days Richard and I have been working hard on this VW Crafter. This is owned by a couple. They've owned it for the last 10 years and they've done loads and loads of travelling, but also done loads and loads of work on the vehicle. So when it came to us yesterday or 2 days ago, it had a standard Pioneer double-din radio in there, but they wanted something that was a little bit more modern and something a bit bigger. So what we've done for them is we fitted the Halo 11. So this is the Alpine Halo 11. It's a whopping 11-inch screen. It's a 720p HD screen, so it's really, really crisp. We've also tied that into their existing rear high-level brake light camera, and we've also fitted a front camera with lots of other switch gear as well. We show you how he wanted it wired up. All the switches that he's got, he wanted those to be retained. We've also done, on the roof, a new FM and DAB combined body mounted antenna. So we'll show you all of that working. And what we do is we'll probably start off at the front of the vehicle, show you the camera, and then go from there. So for this installation, we've used the same camera that we would fit if we were fitting it into a front solution for a Mercedes, Jaguar, Volvo, BMW. It doesn't really matter. We'll always use this one. We've even used it on our Bentleys and our Aston Martins. It's a great little bit of kit. Now, this customer, no doubt, like the rest of his van, will probably paint it white, but we've wanted to make sure that the camera was as far enough forward so that we could see this. And the reason why is because he, from the driving seat, has really poor visibility. He has got aftermarket sensors on here, but having a camera that can detect any low bollard or curb or anything like that, it is quite a high van anyway. So if you've got that, then that's the most important thing, to be able to go, well, I can drive up to a tight spot and be able to see what I'm doing. Now in the picture above now, you'll see the view of what the camera sees, and you'll be able to see the trim tool in the shot. Now, as you can probably see, this trim tool is no more than 2 inches from the front of this vehicle. There's not many front cameras that offer that kind of visibility. Most front cameras will probably be a good foot away. This is 2 inches away from the front of this bumper, which I'll show you anyway. Well, you've probably just seen. So that is a fantastic bit of kit. We've Copexed the cabling, which is plastic tubing, all the way in through the bulkhead and then connected it up to the Alpine. And now we're going to jump inside and show you the Alpine Halo 11. So this is the whopping Alpine Halo 11. For quite a few months this was not available from Alpine because of component shortage, but we've got quite a few of these, or had quite a few of these, and they are amazing. Not everyone's cup of tea, because you need to have a vehicle that can handle this kind of size of screen, but as you can see, it fits beautifully in here. So if I pop the key in the ignition, the Alpine will then boot up, and you've got things like your steering wheel controls. Let's just turn that down. Okay, so we've got steering wheel control retention. We have got USB on the top in the cubby hole above here. The customer's also gone for USB and HDMI, which we'll show above now in the picture. And it's got your usual, all the mod cons that we've told you about before, but if you've never seen anything like this before, we've got things like FM, DAB, digital radio, Bluetooth, Bluetooth streaming, USB, video and music playback. You've got your HDMI for streaming or streaming stick for watching a film on here. You've got your dedicated Tidal app. You've got a 720p HD screen, you've got wireless Apple CarPlay, you've got wired Android Auto, you've got Class D amplifier. The list goes on, and that's why this kit is absolutely amazing. A whopping 11-inch screen, and it just looks amazing in here like so. So I'm just going to put the ignition on because the key is just in at the moment. And then once the system's powered up, so I can adjust the steering wheel control through here for ease of use. Now, in terms of the climate control, unlike the other Volkswagens, this platform is slightly older, so therefore won't be able to talk data to this, but it's not really a big deal, it's only here anyway. But what this customer specifically wanted was this. So I'm going to take the key out the ignition. There's the key, I'm going to put it on the seat here. When he is parked up and doesn't want the key in the ignition with the glow plugs burning and all the other things running like the fan, he's got a little switch which will show above the video now, and I'm going to switch that switch on. That switch now comes on. It's got a little LED lit up in there, which now means that it's nothing to do with the vehicle battery. It's on a leisure battery only, and he can sit here and watch a film or listen to the radio or whatever he wants to do for as long as his leisure battery capacity can handle it. And the main thing is that when he then turns that off, puts the key back in the ignition, the engine battery or the vehicle battery knows nothing of the fact that he might have just sat here for an hour or two. So as long as the leisure battery is in good health, then it's absolutely fine. So this little switch down here, also what we will do, let's just pop this in. So let's, while the key is out the ignition, pop the leisure battery switch back on and wait for that to boot up. What we have done is we've also done the rear camera retention. Now we are in the workshop and the door's shut because it's pretty cold today, but if we hit the dedicated camera button here, that's his high-level brake light camera. Now, it's not as good quality as we'd love it to be or like it to be, but the camera's a few years old, so it would be better technology. If I now press the camera button again, there's our front camera that we spoke about earlier, and there's the trim tool. So you can see in relation to the bumper where the trim tool is, and that's the image you're going to get. So there's no way you can drive up to something and miss it. You can see how wide the image is as well and how good quality that is. Fantastic bit of kit and great resolution for an 11-inch screen. So go back out there, you've got your 11-inch as well. If the ignition was on and we put it into reverse gear, that would also show the rear camera and work beautifully, which is absolutely what you want. So I'm going to turn that off like so. And what we're going to do is now jump into the back of the vehicle and show you the switch in there as well, because this customer said, well, that's all well and good. I don't want to have to lean over the seats to turn the unit on. I want to be able to switch in fact, Rich has just walked in. Rich, can you just pop the switch on in the back? So this is the switch in the living area that is also connected to the front switch here. That is then turning the unit on. So from the comfort of their living area, the Alpine can be activated and used from there and switched on and off. And the good thing is it's linked to this front switch. We've popped a little diode in place to stop any back feeding from the two switches and the LED. So now you've got two-way switching and, in a way, three-way, because once both of those are switched off, pop the key in the ignition and away you go. So Richard will turn that back off. Alpine will go off. Just going to pop the keys back in like so. And the unit goes back on. Now, apart from the USB, the HDMI and the usual bits and pieces, we've also done a roof-mounted FM and DAB antenna, so you'll see that above the picture now. Matt will we won't bother doing any footage of that, but Matt will just show you some pictures anyway. That will be linked on the bio, so you can have that installed. There's 2 or 3 different variations, but there's one specifically that we've used on this one, which is the same as the Crafter and the same as the Sprinter, both the same body roof mounted antenna. So This one's also needed a bit of custom work. We've dropped the antenna in through the roof, it's all been sealed, and it's 12-volt amplified, so we've connected it to the ignition power on here, so that the FM and the DAB is getting that boost which it needs as well for when they're on their journeys. So this is a VW Crafter motorhome. This customer is going to be absolutely chuffed to bits. We have fitted an Alpine Halo 11, which is the 115D. We've done a front camera. We've retained his rear camera. We've given him steering wheel controls. We've done USB and HDMI top-mounted integration. And we've then also given the customer, which is what they wanted, a remote control to work with this when they're sat in the back living area. And we've done the roof mount. So if you've got a vehicle like this and you're excited by this video, don't forget to get in touch with us, see what we can do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends and family, and as usual, thanks for watching.